So what is the real price of a fresh start? You know those decisions we all face where the numbers on a spreadsheet are screaming one thing, but your gut is pulling you in a completely different direction? Well, today, we're diving deep into that exact dilemma. We're looking at it through the eyes of someone trying to buy her way out of a super stressful life and into a brand new beginning.
Okay, this one sentence right here, this is the heart of the entire story. This isn't just about the money. Not really. It's an emotional escape plan. She's working a punishing 90 hours a week, and for her, the words "no mortgage" literally mean freedom. It's the key that unlocks a whole new, less frantic chapter of her life.
So the plan itself, well, it seems pretty simple on the surface. You sell the house you're in, you take the cash from that sale, you buy a new house outright, and boom, just like that, no more mortgage payments. A totally clean, fresh start. I mean, sounds perfect, right?
But this is where the details really start to matter. You see the major pain point, that 90-hour work week is just brutal, and you see the dream of that fresh start. But there's a catch. Her current housing costs, about $2,800 a month, they're being covered by child support, which is a temporary income source. So yeah, making this move would free up about $25,000 a year in cash flow, but that financial cushion, it has an expiration date.
And here it is. This is the moment where the dream just smacks right into the hard wall of reality. That simple, elegant plan we just talked about, well, it's about to hit a pretty big snag. Let's take a look at what the numbers actually say. All right, so after she sells her home, pays off all the closing costs and fees, she's left with about $535,000. That's her war chest. That's the exact amount of money she has to make this mortgage-free dream a reality. And here's the problem. The kind of home she's actually dreaming of, in the location she wants, in good condition, ready to move into, that starts at around $600,000. So right away, we can all do the math, and it just doesn't add up. I mean, this chart just lays it all out plain as day. Her budget is over here, her dream home is over there, and you've got this $75,000 gap just staring right back at her. So now the real question becomes, how on earth does she bridge that gap without giving up on her number one goal of being totally mortgage-free?
This is where a really, really useful framework can help you out. See, when you realize you just can't have it all, you're forced to get brutally honest about what truly matters most. So let's look at a way to simplify these kinds of tough choices.
In real estate, there's this simple rule of thumb. You've got price, location, and condition. And the deal is, you get to pick your top two priorities. But the market decides the third one for you. You just can't have all three.
Okay, so let's apply this directly to her situation. If she says, I absolutely need my ideal location and a house in great condition, well, the price is going to be higher. That means she has to take on a mortgage. If she sticks to her price and her location, she's going to have to compromise on the condition, so hello fixer-upper. And if she prioritizes her price and the condition of the house, she has to give up her ideal location. See, there's just no escaping the trade-off. So with all these tough compromises on the table, her advisor gave her this incredibly powerful filter for making the final decision. You have to remember, she doesn't have to move. So any choice she makes can't be a maybe, it can't be a good enough, it has to be an enthusiastic, absolute yes. Anything less than that is a no. But this whole situation, it forces us to ask a really fascinating question. What if her core goal, the no mortgage at any cost thing, is actually what's holding her back? What if our entire perspective on debt is something worth rethinking?
Let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. For most of us, this is our default setting, right? Debt feels like a weight. It's a burden that we need to get rid of as quickly as we possibly can. Our parents probably taught us this, and it just feels intuitively right.
But investors, well, they often see things very differently. They use something called good debt as a tool. The whole idea is leverage. You use borrowed money to buy an asset, like a house, that you expect to grow in value over time. So essentially, while your home's value goes up, you're building wealth with the bank's money. It's not just a burden, it can actually be a strategy.
And that leads us to the pivotal question in all of this. What if she just financed that $75,000 gap with a small mortgage? If the new monthly payment was pretty much the same as her current housing costs, would it still be a setback? Or would it be the one key that unlocks the exact house she wants and the exact location she wants?
And just like that, the whole problem gets reframed. This isn't just about avoiding a mortgage anymore. It's now a direct choice between the cold, hard math on one side and the very real, tangible value of a happier life on the other. So when we really break it down, you see two totally different verdicts. First, you've got the business case. From a purely financial point of view, spending 75 grand to save 25 grand a year for only a few years, that's a bad move. The return is negative. But then you have the life case. Is the emotional value, the happiness you get from a fresh start in your dream home, worth $75,000? A spreadsheet can't answer that question for you.
And so her entire complex dilemma really just boils down to this one question. This isn't about finding some huge financial win. It's about deciding if a massive upgrade in her day-to-day happiness is worth a monthly cost that's basically what she's already used to paying.
You know, her story might be specific, but this problem, it's universal. When you're facing a huge life decision that isn't a clear win on paper, when the math says one thing, but your desire for a better life is saying something completely different, how do you choose? What's the real price of your fresh start?